This podcast is an extended conversation with those who have an interest in being a leader, learning what leadership is. And quite honestly, in our world today, and when you look across the leadership indices and you look at confidence in our management staff and our supervisors, many employees are reporting that leadership is on decline. There seems to be a struggle going on at the heart of human interaction within a formal setting, whether that's in the workplace, whether it's in government, whether it's in some cases families, whether it's in sports teams and informal settings. There just seems to be an edge in our discourse today. There seems to be a friction within the way we interact with one another. And it just seems to me that as we are working in a way to advance into progress, as we like to say, that there's a reality to our human interactions which we're losing focus on. So this podcast is designed entirely to bring a focus back on that question: what is leadership? What is it? What does it mean for one person to lead another? What does it mean for a person to take on a responsibility? What does it mean to direct someone toward a good, whether it's an objective, whether it's a goal, whether it's a accomplishment of some task? The question at the heart of all of that is, what responsibility does one person have when they are given the task of leading? But the focus isn't just entirely on the individual as the leader. I think the important question is much broader. It's not the traits, it's not the behaviors, it's not the model, it's not the way that we describe one person and the way they did it, and can we bring that to some scale, or could we promote that as a new model? I think it's more than just that. I think it involves an emphasis on those who are being led, and I think it also involves the tradition in which we're elevating ourselves into that higher level of excellence. So it's really important to me that this podcast not only looks at the individual, not only looks at the one that's being led, but looks at the entire enterprise of just human excellence, whether it's a task or a capacity or a skill. That's what we're gonna tackle on this show.
I'll give you one more, and it's personal. And it's about, and I think and it's one of those moments, man. It is one of those moments. So as Lori goes through this struggle, and she's doing well. My daughter is competing really high level. I'm not bragging, but just to make she's it could be like national, world level
Yeah,
kind
I'll
of stuff.
brag for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's remarkable.
Yeah, she's remarkable,
Yeah.
and and it's good. And I get wrapped up in sometimes. I'm not a big social media person, but like I'll see something on Instagram that somebody shows me, and it's Kobe Bryant, and I love Kobe Bryant,
Yeah.
love him. But
Yeah.
or it's Michael Jordan, and it's the inspirational. I got up at 3 a.m. and he worked. All that
Right.
stuff, right? And you show
Right.
athletes, young athletes. That's good. That's good.
Right.
So one day, Lori, that's my wife. She's a second grade teacher, and she's like 15 weeks into chemo. She hasn't missed one day of school teaching during chemo. It's unheard of.
Wow.
She goes the day she gets treated. She goes until 10 o'clock, leaves early, gets chemo, gets up the next morning at 5:30, goes and says, teaches second graders all day. Come,
Wow.
it's superhuman.
Right.
So one day, my daughter Francesca gives me a little attitude about something, and which is normal kind of like teenage stuff, and I'm like, you see, it was like an attitude about me and my wife, and I'm like, and my wife left, she went to work, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's Kobe Bryant, man. There is no Instagram video that you can see that exists in this world that
Yeah.
is more powerful than what that woman is doing.
Yeah.
No Olympic champion. There's no gold medal
Yeah.
because there is no gold medal.
Yeah.
There's no podium. There's no gold medal. There's no interview on the late night show.
Yeah.
There is nothing but offering. There is nothing but getting up in that condition and serving those kids.
Yeah. Without regard for self. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's where, and it doesn't take away from the Kobe Bryant. I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
But there are moments where it has to get real. I say like
Yeah.
good Russian literature, like you have to wash the mud off your boots when you read it. You know, it's so real, you get dirty. You know, and I think those are those moments where it's like the
Yeah.
sauce of the Italian grandmother, or that moment. And you know what? Credit to my kid, she got it.
Amen.
She got it. You know,
Yeah.
and over now she's like, man, mommy's tough. And I'm like, yeah, you know, she thinks she got like some strength from me or something. It's like, no, you got it from her, man. Like
Yeah,
you're going to the
yeah,
Olympics
yeah,
just because of that woman, man. That's like,
Yeah.
like don't ever you blow, and like, you know, and that's the kind of stuff where years later, someone goes through an ACL injury or something, and I never can come back. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yes, you can come back
Yeah.
because you had that empirical love.
Yeah.
It's empirical love,
Yeah.
empirical
Yeah.
self-sacrifice.
Yeah. Just, I mean,
Yeah.
every day, all around us,
Yeah.
every single moment,
yeah.
people are leading us, and they're witnessing in
Yeah.
a way that just has the power to renew the world.
There's a guy, Sloan Kettering, right here in whatever, where, Basking Ridge. The guy who opens the door at Sloan Kettering in Basking Ridge, you should have him on the show. He opens the door. He is so happy. He smiles so bright. He's such a bright light. He's leading
Yeah.
all day long. People go in
Yeah.
there, they're gonna be dying. I'm sure a lot of them die. You don't go to Cancer Institute and everybody lives.
Yeah.
But the way he opens that door, the way he fist pumps,
It's a gift.
the way he's,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a gift.
it's a gift. And that's, you know, I guess technically he's opening the door. I get, you know, I'm not saying, but, you know, somebody might say that that's a position where it's, you know, where are you on the hierarchy?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, man, that guy's the best. Like that guy is like, he's the best cure in that place. And it's like every time, it's so consistent.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
so like,
that's-
is he
yeah.
leading? Yeah, he's leading.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's a powerful witness, and it's a powerful example. And I think if we do this well, and we will,
Yeah.
we'll do this well.
Yeah.
If we do this the way that this show is intended to do and it's designed to do, you know, I think that we're not only going to break the mold of what it means to lead, but it'll reach out enough to enough people in order to renew the world, and because the moment demands it, because the need of our time demands it. And you know, as we face, as I said earlier, the four deities of modern society, because we treat them as ends, and so therefore we lose both the first things and second things. You know, efficiency, productivity, profitability, and growth. That those ideas, if we treat those as my purpose in life, you know, especially efficiency itself. I never want to cast any negative light on these goods because they are good, because they are necessary. But for efficiency itself, I mean, I'll tell you, nothing is more inefficient in my life and is so beautiful than raising my family.
Yeah.
Like,
this is the most efficient thing you could have done.
If I were to, Howie, if I were to type it to Chat GPT, like, how do I raise my family? And then it comes out with like my plan, right? Well, and I like bring up my plan from GPT or whatever because it's the most efficient route to raise a family. Like my kids would rebel. Like,
of course.
They would lose their minds because you know, like my kids don't need efficiency. They need a dad. They need love. Right? They need that's what they need.
Amen.
There's nothing more efficient, and rightfully so, and beautifully so, you know, than raising a family and being there for your wife. You know, if I can be as humble and bold as to say that, like, there's nothing more efficient than you being there with your wife as she's going through this, and and there are things about it that are just like, could you do that better? Could you do this better? Could you avoid this friction, that friction? Like, we're living life.
I know we can go on a day and we got to stop because you're on time. But the other part that comes to mind is like, don't mistake love for prettiness. It's not pretty.
It's not pretty.
In fact, a lot of times it's really not that attractive. You
I
know?
actually love a
You
lot
know,
of people
I always
that,
say there's a reason candlelight's romantic because it's dark. You
Yeah.
know, you know. I mean, like life's not perfect, man. Not everybody looks perfect. Not everybody acts perfect. You know.
Yeah.
So it's not about being pretty. You know, like I had Father Victor Hoagland used to look at the Da Vinci's Last Supper. You know,
Yeah.
it's the Eucharist. Oh, it's the Eucharist. It's chaos. Everybody's fighting. Everybody's, yeah, he did it. You know, it's like that's the reality. You know, it's the dinner table and you knock the the spilt milk and everybody goes.
Like if I could be completely honest, there's so many people in my life that I love that I can't stand.
Amen. Oh, that you can't stand. All right.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, in all honesty, I think
love thy neighbor. It doesn't say like thy neighbor.
like thy neighbor.
No,
that's right. Yeah, and that's kind of the point that I was getting after. A little bit of a joke there. So I think you're right, and I'm so grateful for you to be the first guest on the
Thank you,
show
brother.
to unpack this.
This is fun.
Honestly, I could go on.
Yeah,
like,
we could
forever on
could.
this.
Yeah.
But
I
you
think
know,
one thing that I want to take with this is that the importance of pointing out other people in the act of leading
yeah,
and helping them identify, like that man at that door.
Yes.
I'm going to make a really big point to let him know like the difference that he's made, and I would think I'll tell his superiors, and that's like one action point that I can take from this. And if that's the only one, that's a big one.
Yeah.
If that man can be confirmed in his gift, and his superiors can know about it, amen. Amen on that, you know.
Yeah, I'm ready to fold the show, and that's it. That's why we did it. So
Awesome,
for
buddy.
that
Thank
young
you,
man.
man.
All right,
That's
thanks,
great,
you.
man. All right,
Yeah,
bye.
appreciate it.